on March 23rd, 1923 in Pearl, Michigan, one of 6 children born to Lloyd and Madeline Hoyt. She grew up in that area, graduating from Finnville High School and going on to take a few college classes. We know that it was there at Finnville that she met Herm, her husband of 72 years. I had to look at Herm's stuff. 72 years they were married. I think she, knowing Pete the way I did, I think she probably either got sympathy cards or awards. After they married, they moved around a bit before settling here in Parma in 1953. And I understand that there was something special about Parma for them. They really loved the people here. It felt like home. And so this is where they decided to settle and to develop lasting friendships with people like the Hortons and the Furtwanglers and the Culpeppers and the McMurtrys, just to name a few of the lasting relationships that they developed here. And it was here that they would raise their 5 boys and would work hard to become part of this community. Over the years, Eva has had several jobs ranging from waitressing to working for the Census Bureau to even, I understand that she was at the Jackson County Prison during the prison riots. Not very settling for her sons at that time, but her favorite job was working for the library and driving the bookmobile. I understand that she really loved it. She might not have been very good at driving the bookmobile, but she really enjoyed that job. And she loved helping children discover the joy of reading. All in all, Eva spent many years touching people's lives, 95 years, touching people's lives with her love and her smile and her joyful spirit. She left this world on April 5th of this year, leaving behind her 5 boys along with their spouses, 8 grandchildren, 5 great-grandchildren, 2 brothers, her sister Janet, her sister-in-law Esther, along with several nieces, nephews, cousins, and obviously a lot of friends. This is a quick synopsis of Eva's life. There's a beginning and an end, but today we're not going to focus on the beginning or the end. We're going to focus on that space in between, that 95 years where she touched people's lives, where she was actively touching your lives. We know that Eva was a caring woman. She had the ability to see past the stuff that would tend to get people's attention. She had the ability to see people in their potential. She saw all people as valuable and treated them as such. I understand that she tried to pass this on to her children. She believed in her own sort of political correctness, as Larry stated. To me, when her children were growing up, she wouldn't allow them to say derogatory things about other people, particularly people that were different from them. If someone were to tell an off-color joke, particularly one that was racially motivated, she wouldn't laugh to even be polite. Instead, she would let them know that it was inappropriate. In fact, Doug shared that he had a rather valuable antique postcard that was one of those racial things, an alligator chasing a black man, and she didn't like it. And she tore it up and told him how inappropriate it was. So she tried to pass this value of human life onto her children. And these were values that she not only passed on to her children, but her grandchildren. And she wanted them to know that people were people, and all people needed to be treated respectfully. Eva had a love for her children. She liked to write poetry, and I'm going to share one that was given to me. It was about her children. Too young to talk, our little boy, yet his joy to us is plain. Every single time he hears the crackling of cellophane. So busy at play he doesn't know of the overhead airplane Yet his tiny ears pick up the sound of crackling cellophane. With a jump, he's up and on the run, called by the sweet refrain of mother opening something up wrapped in cellophane. A cookie for that outstretched hand, but sometimes it's in vain when noodles and red kidney beans come wrapped in cellophane. When he is grown and gone from me, past time pleasures I'll regain every single time I hear the crackling of cellophane. Beautiful poem, as she took joy in the little moments of life. The little moments in her children's lives and in her grandchildren's lives. Eva loved her family, and she loved spending time with her family. Her children, her grandchildren meant the world to her. If it was a concert or a game, she tried to be there. Even if the game wasn't her children, but it was, or her children playing, or her grandchildren playing, but her children coaching, she tried to be there. She loved family gatherings where they could get together and be together during the holidays, play a game of cards, or just be present with one another. Eva had a love for contests, too. From the chuckles, people know that. I understand that there were times that the dining room table was just covered with forms as she was filling them out and sending them in, and that Pete had purchased his fair share of stamps. Over the years, it paid off, though. She won her fair share of contests. Radios and televisions were some of the prizes. A $1,000 gift card to Publix grocery store, a couple of European trips, and a Michigan Lake cruise. She even tried to pass this passion on to her grandkids as she convinced her granddaughter Karen to enter an Easter coloring contest. And I understand Karen won a trip to Disney World. Is Karen here? Trip to Disney World, thanks to Grandma. Yep. Eva was an avid sports fan. She loved Michigan State. She loved the Detroit Tigers. In fact, the day before she died, she was talking about watching the Tigers play the next day. She not only loved watching sports, she loved to play sports. She loved golf. Even though I was told she wasn't very good at it, she still loved to play, as well as bowling. I want to share one memory. I've known, we came to Parma in 1985, so that's about when I met Pete and Eva, and my sister bought the house there, kitty corner from them, across Michigan Ave, and my sister made the mistake of cutting down the mulberry trees that were along the back of that property. Eva loved trees and plants and flowers, and she let my sister know how her disapproval over that one situation. So that being said, Eva had a wonderful sense of humor and a beautiful smile. I think that's what I remember most, is her smile. She was always smiling. She always seemed happy. She approached life with a beautiful attitude. And these are just a few of the memories that were shared with me. I can't even begin to paint the picture of who she was in the world. So I am going to turn it over to her children and her grandchildren. Larry, are you going to come back?